Today we'll be talking about natal sun in Aries in the 12th house and what this placement means for you. And so if you have it in the chart, you are in the right place. And with that being said, let's get right into it. So the sun in astrology represents our ego and how we want to be seen. So it's the things that motivate our actions. And also the sun represents things that we're passionate about. And so that's like a general overview. And in astrology, it rules Leo, which is a fixed fire sign. Fixed is about a constant way of being, and fire is about action. So the sun and the sign Leo are all about the constant way that people act. So that's why it's ego, and it's the way that we constantly act. So with that being said, when you have the sun in Aries, which is all about the self, which is all about perception and our identity, this indicates that you are somebody that constantly acts in alignment to your way of perceiving things. And it also shows somebody that has a strong identity and that at times can clash with others who don't see things in the same way that they do. And so also when the sun is in Aries, it's exalted. I don't know if I mentioned that. And so you basically have a exalted planet in your 12th house. And the reason it's exalted is because the sun in Aries shows somebody with a strong identity or a strong sense of self. And that always acts in alignment to how they perceive things. So it shows confidence in a sense. And so when you have the sun in Aries, it's actually in the 9th sign from Leo. So it's the 9th from its own sign. So there's an element of the 9th house influence too. And the 9th house is all about conviction. So strong conviction can be seen by the sun in Aries, especially conviction in oneself or in one's way of perceiving things. A lot of times these people are risk takers, or they like to take a direct approach to accomplishing things. They are very direct. They're very blunt in their self-expression at times, or they like to get right to the point, and they like to accomplish things, and they like to be active. So with that being said, the sun in Aries in this case is in the 12th house, and the 12th house is about our imagination. So it's about our subconscious mind as well, and it's about our assumptions, and it's all about possibilities. It's all about things that are not yet materialized, or things that are dreams too. So first of all, when the sun is in Aries in the 12th house, this shows somebody that is passionate about their dreams. And they also are people that are strongly convinced of their perception or their imagination of seeing things. So also they tend to have creative gifts or creative talents, because the 12th house is all about art, music, and creative abilities, and it's all about channeling. So there could be spiritual gifts as well with this placement, but making art is a form of like channeling, and it's a form of creativity. So a lot of times these people have a strong imagination, or like they have this ability to stick to their vision to the end of things. And the natural sign that has the 12th house in Aries is Taurus. Taurus is all about the senses, and it's all about beauty, and it's all about material things and things of value. So these people have a strong aesthetic sense for the most part too. And they just are convinced of their way of seeing things in their mind. So a lot of times they can be stubborn. And, also the 12th house is about solitude. So these individuals that have the placement of sun in Aries in the 12th house, they can be a bit of a loner, and they like to do things alone because that is when they feel most comfortable, and that's when they also feel like others are not draining their energy, because at times your energy can be sensitive to other people and to your environment when you have the sun in the 12th house. So as I was saying too, these people have a good sense of beauty. They have a good sense of taste, or like quality, and they're very imaginative. So they apply their creativity in order to create, nice things. But at times, this placement can show somebody that can be stubborn-minded, and people may disagree with your perception, and you may not even care. Like, you're somebody that's very solid on what you value and what you think makes sense and what you want to do. Even if people think that it's delusional or think that it's wrong. You have a lot of conviction in your imagination, your perception, your assumptions, and your dreams. Now, finally, when the sun is in the 12th house, it is in the 8th house from its own house, because the sun rules the 5th house. So there's an influence of the 8th, which is about the values of others and the psychology of others. So when you have this placement, you are in touch with the values of others, and you don't necessarily adapt yourself to other people's psychology, but you understand what other people value. And that's also why there can be a tendency to be more secretive when you have this placement, and more strategic about your actions and your intentions and the way you present yourself, because you only really show what will appeal to others. And that's just an influence of the sun being in the 12th house, which is all about being secretive or projecting an image. So you just prefer to at times do things alone, and you need some time alone in order to recharge your energy too. And you have a lot of creative capacity when you have this placement, and sometimes that takes solitude in order to carry out those things all the way to a point of completion. So anyways, with that being said, that sums up what I wanted to talk about for this placement. So I hope that this was insightful and that you guys enjoyed. And if you did, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more content. And for natal chart readings, check the link in the description to my Patreon. And also, I have an email in my description if you'd like to contact me for other more specific inquiries. Other than that, I appreciate you guys watching and supporting in any way that you do. And I will talk to you guys sometime soon in another video. Peace.